It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
What a noob uninstall!
Well, hello there guys, and welcome to the channel. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a good start of the day. Right. Oh, I didn't think it goes all the way through the screen. Whoopsies. Can I deal with this silly champion? It's okay. We'll smash it. Right, what's up Mick? What's up Dawanch? What's up PP? How are you guys doing? Okay, so she's not going to be cooperative here. I need for that thing to go on cooldown. Now she gets that, but it's okay. And she's dead. Heads up Google user, Omar Soto. Everybody else, good morning. Look at that. It's the crazy JJ herself. It's the crazy donkey herself.
You fucking donkey!
The troublemaker, the aggressor, the rampaging JJ. Good morning to you. Dooms or the search? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure Doom does well. I was just auto playing through like the lower difficulty to get some units. Okay, need to jump into the arena. I used actually several different options for Cersei that worked quite well. Cable was surprisingly really good. Alright, so let's get in some 6-stars. First few rounds. Some of the ones I don't get to play too often, or the ones that are newer, or whatever else. Here we go. Here we go. Hey JJ, why don't you tell me about all the horror stories I keep hearing about you this morning? Have you gone on another one of your rampages? Have you gone on another one of your rampages? Lol, I lost the plot. So I hear. So I hear. Baby JJ has lost the plot. What do you think is a better champ King Groot or Angel King Groot? In my humble opinion, JJ becomes the World War JJ. Aye. Sounds about right. What's up, Sunspotted? Great to see you. Well, great to see you too. Hope you have a good day. I've been smashing that map 8 though. I've been absolutely smashing that map 8. And look at that. Mr. XLR8 here as well. Haven't seen much out of Angela at all, even though she has had so much. Yep. And we have seen a lot of King Groot. I mean, Angela is still a good champion, it's just King Groot's better. It's as simple as. Put both champions on a scale. King Groot weighs more, figuratively and literally. Because, you know, he's fucking a huge tree. He's a bleeping huge tree. What's up, Panchal? Do you know Storm X makes OG Storm shock pulse and consider? Yeah, I know that she can do that if her power bar is high. It's not like full immunity immediately. You need to get, you know, your power bar filled up, which often could be the issue, can be the issue, will be the issue. Often is an issue. King Groot need to be awakened? Yes, he does. No awakening, no healing. Ingrid vs Human Torch. A cursed matchup. Ooh. Why? Just level 1 him. Armor breaks and go to town. Oh, come on, connection errors. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm gonna tell you how am I doing.
Come on, man.
I just need a...
This is the lamp.
Where's the lamb sauce?
I was saying about map 7 with mods. I don't know, map 8. I think that's actually accurate. Honestly, map 8, I don't think it's that high. I don't think map 8 is also like a huge success though. Keep that in mind, because there are a lot of nodes that are kind of silly, like the penny boss, for instance. You can play the way the fight is intended, and you're gonna do like 20% damage max in 3 minutes. Or you can bring in Hercules, get hit, go unstoppable, trigger immortality, and go to fucking town, and you're gonna be able to pretty much solo. So I don't think the design is success, but overall, yeah, I don't think map 8 is much harder than map 7 with mods. Oh, in terms of overall points, no, I don't think you can get more overall points in map 7 with mods. Maybe though, but I don't think so. Hype for Cyber, 2.9 million battleships and more than 30k units in stash. Nice, nice. Congratulations. Congratulations, Rocket. Why don't you load? Awesome. Why is map 6 the most difficult AQ map? Because they swapped 5 stars with 6 stars in map 6. And they have a shit ton of extra attack and health. As in, like, map 6 champions right now have a ton more attack and health than map 8 champions. Because they swapped 5 stars for 6 stars, but they didn't change the attack and health boost these each champions have. So, in a sense, what's the best way to explain? If a champion has 10,000 health, and, you know, they have 300% attack and health bonus, for instance, then when you fight him, the champion has 30,000 health. But they swapped those champions out. They swapped out the 5-star champions for 6-star champions without adjusting those bonuses. That means, right now, let's say the champion that used to have 10,000 health has 15,000 base health, and you fight against somebody who has total of 45k health. So there's like a huge difference. There's like 50% attack and health increase. It's big. So and since map 7 and map 8 were designed with 6-star champions as the opponents, their power levels are lower than the map 6. What's up, Messiah? How are you doing? Calling me sassy and all that bullshit still. Well, fudge you too. Fudge you too. Map 6 and map 5. Yeah, map 5. Apparently every map only has 6-star defenders now. But that would still leave map 6 as the hardest one. Who would you prefer over another as a person? Kingpin and Molgod? I'd have to think about it. I think I'd want Molman more, because his ability kit is kind of more dependent on how much damage you can blitz out quickly. I think I'd go with Molman. Maybe Kingpin. Hawkeye, we don't know. They don't even say which ones are overhauls, which ones are not overhauls anymore. My game keeps freezing. Is this the new Kabam thing? Yeah, probably. They're gonna start selling unfreeze monthly pack subscription for $5.99 to eliminate game crashes. Map 6 for real play. When you get to go home, you know. Yeah, I know. It's just annoying. Dislike button gone. Oh, I heard that's gonna be happening. I think it's a shit thing to do. I think it's 100% politically motivated, and I really dislike it. I really dislike that I took away the dislike button. And every single one of my uploads gets some dislikes, you know? And they took away dislike counter for you, but I can still see them.
Messiah 66 $4.99.
They just did it so you can't. But thank you, Messiah. Thank you very much for the fiver. It's a very Sweet of you. But yeah, the dislike removal is absolute bullshit. You know why they're removing those dislikes? So you can't see what people actually think about all of these, I don't know, corporate, I don't know, comic launches, or like, because some of the most disliked videos right now is American White House, and it's a lot of Disney and DC content, and like, you know, just in general, a lot of modern, like, kind of like woke shit, whatever. And that is why they're taking it away. It has very little to do with, it has nothing to do with content creator mental health and things like that, like they are claiming to do. Because guess what? I can still see those dislikes. First of all, dislikes were never an issue with, you know, dislikes were the least of the problems on the videos. Like, you know, nasty, aggressive comments and people tracking you down on other social media platforms, all that other stuff really does affect much more than just a bare dislike thing. Dislikes were very useful, actually. I like, you know, the fact that dislikes are there. And despite what they say, you know, they're getting rid of dislike count and dislike button, and I can still see if people dislike. So it's not for the content creators at all whatsoever. I can't believe anybody can like actually come up with a plan so stupid and blatantly like misleading, and some people actually buy that shit. It has nothing to do with small content creators. Most disliked videos are YouTube rewinds. Some of the most disliked, yeah, I think at one point it was Justin Bieber's Baby, but I think Justin Bieber's Baby is like second or third now. And yeah, I think the YouTube rewinds are some of the most disliked videos. But there's a ton of new controversial comics or stuff like our show trailers and project videos that are extremely disliked. For instance, a good example was the New Warriors, you know, that video that I made about New Warriors, that got absolutely ratioed and disliked to the ground. And that's a very good example of, you know, consistently have really, really disliked videos. So yeah, no, it's bullshit. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And it's a very, very shit thing to do. It's a very shit thing to do. I think that is in very big part taking away people's voice. And also from my perspective as a viewer, I want to know. I want to know what people like really think. I'm not, if there's a, let's say, really, really popular video, let's say it has, I don't know, 1 million views or 2 million views or something, I'm not going to be able to read all the comments, right? I will be able to check out the dislike to like ratio, kind of gauge overall people's thoughts about whatever video we're looking at. It's a very shit thing to do, I think. I don't think anybody likes that. As in, like, I don't think anybody likes the fact that they removed the dislikes. Kabam is the new Apple? Of course they are. Human Touch suicide friendly? No, Human Touch is not suicide friendly. Don't forget your parry pack. $29.99 for 20 parries. Gosh. Gosh. No, I don't think it has specifically to do with ads. I think it has much more to do with making it a lot less harder to say what people, to notice what people really think about the videos. Maybe Hercules rank 4 over Doom, because he need to grab Hercules himself. Yeah, but I'm taking Doom next though. Yeah, honestly, like, shit like this is exactly why I'm praying and hoping to God that there is some other major platform where I can go to. Because, you know, I disagree with a lot of things that are happening on YouTube, and obviously there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. You might as well. Defines your data and privacy whilst Google. Yeah, in general, I have much more positive opinion about Apple than I have about Google. Like, don't get me wrong, both of them are like, you know, really shit, fuck-ass corporation kind of things, whatever. But, you know, I look at Apple much more favorably than I look at Google or Facebook. What's up, Sci-Fi? Next move, removing comments? Oh, that would be just... No. That would be just ridiculous. You know what we need to do? Write dislike in the video. I don't watch that comment get upvoted to top comment. Yeah. I suppose so. About as good as workaround as any. This way people can't fucking disagree with new agendas and all that. Well, it's not necessarily that escalated, but you're kind of on the right track in my head. This way, it's much harder to tell what large groups of people really think and large groups of community. Like, you know, like I described with those new warriors, right? They make this positive, upbeat video about how cool new warriors is, stuff like that. It gets absolutely ratioed because everybody hates it. And then what? One second, what is that on my mustache? One sec. And everybody hates it. And, you know, right now it's obvious that people don't like that kind of shit because of the likes and dislikes. Afterwards, you know, they can pretend that people liked it because it got, you know, 1,000 likes or 5,000 likes, despite it having, like, I don't know, 50,000 dislikes. It's a shit thing to do. I hope they bring it back, but they won't. Have you considered streaming with Twitch or Facebook? Well, I just said that I dislike Facebook even more than I dislike YouTube. It's one thing. And second thing, unfortunately, vast majority of the MCOC viewers are here, whether I like it or not. There are a lot of people who have tried streaming MCOC on Twitch. Even Brian Grant, who at the point when he attempted to start streaming on Twitch, had like, I don't know, double or triple the amount of subscribers than I do right now. And he came back to YouTube. So that's not really possible with this game. Why is the new Warriors? Nobody knows. You got 6 hours Cersei? Should be good with suicides? No, not in particular, no. Jabari Panther good. I'm personally not a fan of that character at all. I think there are far better skill champions than Jabari Panther. I'm not gonna say she's bad, but there's nothing that tickles my fancy, so to speak. Yeah, exactly. And entire MCOC community is on YouTube. And MCOC isn't like that big of a game where you can say like, okay, there are more people on YouTube, but there's still plenty on Twitch or something like that. No. There's very finite people who actually, you know, actively watch MCOC content. And vast majority come to YouTube for that. What's up, Growler? How are you doing? I don't want to be rude, but Facebook is full of branded people. The world is full with branded people. Every single platform is full with branded people. You know, some proportions might change, but as a matter of fact, every single platform is filled with branded people, just like every single country has their fair share of idiots and stuff like that, you know? It's just statistical certainty. It's not like you need like a PhD to register a Facebook account, or you don't need to pass an IQ test or some shit like that, you know? You don't need it anywhere. So anything that is open for public will have its fair share of idiots. That's just life. You can't change that. I'm enjoying MCOC because I'm a big fan of Marvel. Well, that's the case of most of us. That is the case of most of us. Okay, here we go. And yet, even though the items of the community here, that series decrease in views in community. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like, you know, there are people who try to still white knight for Kabam and say, like, there is no proof that people are leaving. It's like, bitch, I can tell. There is proof, plenty of proof everywhere. Obviously, we don't have, like, conclusive, definitive data, but there are signs of a lot of people leaving. Starting with the amount of people that I know. What is with this? Starting with the amount of people that I know that have left, going to the general engagement in the videos and views and stuff like that, and the size of the live streams, to many more different things. Do you think the game's dying? Again, I think dying is talking in like absolutes, and even though it might be, you know, in many people's minds, very straightforward thing to talk about, like, you know, decrease or a bad time in games history and immediately assume it's gonna die or it's dying. But fact of the matter is, MCOC, even though it's not like the world's biggest game or anything, it still has a lot of people. It still has a lot of people playing it. People are leaving, I don't know, let's say 5-10% a month. You can still sustain that decrease for a very long period of time. If there's about 5% of active player base leaving, then you can do that for, like, you know, 20 months before you have no player base left. And a lot of people that are like mid-tier and casual players would still play the game because they don't really follow forums, don't watch YouTube videos, and, you know, they don't care for much. They just, you know, picked up once a day, twice a day, playing like very low level alliances, stuff like that. And those people, you know, you never know what happens with that part of community. Granted, they hardly ever probably spend money on this game, but, you know, it's kind of like a very big crowd of people somewhere out there that doesn't really engage with me, you, forums, blind chats and stuff like that. So nobody knows what really is happening with that. But then there is like the active, let's say top 20, top 30% player base, which might account only for 20-30% of the people playing this game, but it accounts for about 90% of the life of the game. Top alliances, top AQ teams, top spenders, like all of that stuff. And that community is shrinking significantly and quickly. Alright, so 1 second, guys. One second. Well, welcome back, everybody. Right, thank God you didn't hear any of the ungodly sounds. Yeah. Adopt, I would move to Twitch. Yeah, exactly. I didn't move to Twitch when, for instance, at the point Brian Grant tried to move to Twitch, I watched his streams very, very frequently, pretty much every morning, because he was streaming when I went to work. So I was always watching his streams in background as I was commuting to work. And when he moved to Twitch, I just didn't, you know, because I don't like Twitch. Or I didn't use Twitch much or whatever else. So I just didn't follow. Came back. Cool. Okay. Creators sue Kabam. No, I don't think there's any legal grounds for suing Kabam for doing a shit job. 149 went off mobile devices. Many other. Yeah, but that's different. You know, in our case, Kabam is just doing a shit job. I mean, the game has been down for a really long time. Yeah, it has. It is a problem. 100%. What's up, Nani? Any idea when we're getting pick and ban mode? That will... Oh, I do not know when we're getting solo competitive mode exactly. Sorry, I don't know. Snap his fingers, Katie disappeared? Yeah, pretty much. You know what pisses me off? Kabam doesn't do sponsorship links for all the content creators. Yeah, probably. They definitely could have done more. Please take different path every day in map 8 and make videos. Do you understand? No, fuck no, Nani. That's such a horrible idea. First of all, let's start with the fact that I'm just a member. I'm not an officer. I'm not in charge of AQ planning, whatever. Second of all, do you understand that every time I would get assigned different paths, that would mess with other people in their paths? And officers are already barely holding on to it. Just such an incredibly kind of it has never happened. It won't happen. And I would not want to do that to my alliance as well. Like... Let me put it like this. If I was a map 8 player in a random alliance, and I was in that alliance with some, you know, mediocre YouTube content creator, and that guy told us that he wants to do every single kind of like set of paths for his YouTube channel, and I'd be either just a member or an officer, I'd kindly tell the guy to fuck off. So yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, Nani. I also think if not for content creators, this game would be significantly worse off. Oh, that would be a good idea. If, you know, they do these content creator codes, and then when people purchase, you could kind of like support the content creators. I'd like that. I like that. Which profile picture did I take? Cersei or Icarus? I took Icarus profile picture. Either I haven't attained enlightenment, or it's so boring nowadays that featured cows are not tempting me to burn my youth. Very good. Entitlement achieved. Congratulations, Brenda. Congratulations. I bet there's actual correlation with Seaton's decrease in MCOC with yeah. I don't think it's just that. I think it can actually go both ways. I think it's very easily to also turn it around and say that, you know, Seaton kind of like left and decreased his presence in the game because Kabam was doing shit. Or it can be the other way around, or it can be like a mix of both. It's just one of those things where, you know, can easily swivel either way. Oh yeah, I hope that 1 vs 1 rewards are good. I really do hope so as well. I'm putting currently a lot of hope and faith for the future of this game in that game mode. It's like, please, Kabam. It's like, don't dick me over in this one. Make it good. Make it good, please. Seaton has been rolling in money though for a really long time, so, you know, good on him. Seaton's rolling in money and I'm literally counting coins this morning. Like, whatever. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna make another video, Rin, talking specifically about that later today. Spending money this cyber weekend, because I have never felt so disenchanted with actual monetary investment in a game, in this game, as I do right now. And that's coming from me. I'm still likely gonna get something, and then, you know, people are gonna scream, oh my god, he's telling us do one thing, and then, you know, there's another. But here's the thing. Even for me, as a content creator that literally makes its living here, and I have all of you wonderful people supporting me, and you guys are amazing, even I am very, very disenchanted with the idea of spending more than, I don't know, £100 for whatever is gonna happen on Cyber Weekend. And it's not just because the game is in a bad place. It really isn't. It's also because there's very little benefit right now for actually, you know, pushing highest ranked champions and things like that, because you attain pretty much all the rank up resources, you know, with relative ease. When it comes to 6-star champions, when you have played like as long as I have, and you have played actively as long as I have, there really isn't all that many 6-star champions that I want. At this point in the game, you know, typically we had the next star level to chase, and that was like the big exciting thing, and we don't. And what's worse is even the highest rank levels really don't make ranking up those champions feel special. Getting a new champion from rank 2 to 3 doesn't add much to the champion, and getting a champion from rank 3 to 4 is obviously much more exclusive, but it adds even less to the actual champion. So there's very, very, very little, like, an actual benefit that you can get from ranking up a champion. Please make a list of video best defense of particular nodes in AW. That'd be really helpful. I'm actually not all that knowledgeable about that, to be honest, because I don't do AW defense. And, you know, I'm definitely not the authority of that. I think there are multiple content creators who could do much better job than I can, that are actual officers and are actual people that place alliance or defense. 2020 champs versus 2021 champs, which one you like more? Personally, I think 2020. I think 2020 overall. What's up, Paul? Quite sure it's 2020. And I'm also quite sure 2019 was better than 2020. Mojo Node 49 with Ghost. I don't know which... What is Node 49? What does it do? Like, I play this game a lot, but I don't remember every node. You think it's worth to fully explore Kabam? Yeah, of course it is. I do. Like, why wouldn't it be worth it? Why wouldn't it be? Up, PV. Good night, all. Hit the like button if you can read this. I do what he says. He's clever. What's NFT? It's basically... I don't even know how to explain it properly, but... NFT, it's kind of like owning a picture and using it and assigning it a value that can increase or decrease. And look at this, digital paintings, digital pictures. when you make a picture into an NFT, then you know that kind of proves that it's like only one of a kind, and then people can buy it and sell it, and then you can own a meme, for instance. I think I take out a Mojo on Node 49. Okay, I do not know what Node 49 is. It's yeah, digital collectible basically. Don't spend, Katie. We'll see. Should be doing a live opening with Lefty and Enzo as soon as the deals drop. Nice. I'll be streaming as soon as the deals drop anyway, so you will be direct competition to me. XLR, right? Because I will be doing like live, you know, review of those offers and stuff like that. Again, our trust again, transparency, similar compensation to always listen up previous month. Months back, not screw Chris while he was replaced Mike. Yeah, that goes about there. You know, I think there's a bit more to it. I think there's more issues going under wraps that need to be addressed for the company to run smooth. I 100% think that the work culture is not great in Kabam, in a sense that I think in Kabam, working for Kabam, like, I don't think there's real repercussions for mistakes. I think, you know, errors and, you know, negligence is fairly easily accepted in Kabam, which is the only explanation why we can have mistakes, and so many of the same mistakes time and time again. I think it's 100% work culture, because if there are no consequences, people, you know, don't pay more attention. Like, a good comparison here would be, you know, they post the offers with wrong cap drop rates. We have had like 8 offers, you know, posted with wrong drop rates or something like that, right? You know, in any reasonable normal company, you'd fuck up that badly, you'd get ass-whooped, and you'd pretty fucking sure make sure, you know, do your best to make sure it doesn't happen again. In no company I have ever worked, it would be acceptable to make same mistakes 6-7 times within a span of half a year. You know, it's a simple thing like that. You know, that immediately tells you that in that company, you know, it's okay to make a mistake. Which, you know, is kind of neat if you work there, I suppose, but it's absolutely horrible for everybody who has to consume the product of that company. And I think issues like that are very, very telling what's currently wrong with the game. All the bugs, lack of testing, stuff like that. I think people that work in Kabam are too chill, too easygoing, too kind of careless, you know, get their paycheck, do bare minimum work, go home. Maybe some people are working very hard, but clearly a lot of people don't give many shits about it. You know, otherwise, like, literally explain to me, how can they post offers with wrong drop rates like 8 times in space of 6 months? The only explanation is there's no consequence for errors. I mean, think it through, if you can explain to me better how reasonably company can let the same mistake go live like 8 times in a fairly short period of time. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait for any single one of you to explain how can that happen, and would that happen in any of your workplaces where you, I don't know, imagine you work in, I don't know, fucking Amazon or internet store, whatever. Client, you have an order for a dress, and you send out the wrong size 8 times to the same client or something like that. Yeah, I do agree. I actually think that, you know, I 100% think that they are extremely understaffed. I do think there's a lot of issues happening in that office, but that being is one of them. Lots of vacancies, yes. There's lots of vacancies, that people are understaffed, overworked. I also think that the work culture there is fucked up. Six Kitty Pride, I do. Path 9 AW, and she has made my life so much easier. Nice. My kitty pride is on defense. The screenshot and NFT. My dad. Communicate when you try to reparty only for after keep hitting on your block. Aye. Quite annoying. According to you, this month's side quest rewards are good? No. According to you, are they? But I think, again, side quest rewards is a drop in a bucket when it comes to actual issues in the game. We have 3-strike policy and important issues. Trivial mistakes are laughed away. Serious ones fuck you up. Well, there you go. One of the horrible months in MCOC. We have had a lot of the horrible months in MCOC recently. Do you think there is going to be any Mastery Core offer? No. Mastery... I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think we're gonna get Mastery Core offer. Maybe we'll. How many did a champ get hyped during release? Kabam out of nowhere and decides not good for business? I don't know. If I'm trying to be a cool kid, really is a clown. Usually complete leaders heads stuck up their own bumps that they cannot really see what's going on the lower levels, and they don't really care about them. Yeah, that seems fairly accurate, I guess. How is map 8 going so far? Map 8's going fine, to be honest. I don't know how many issues in map 8. I don't know how many issues in map 8 at all. Just skipping the objectives this month. I actually did them already. It wasn't too long. Doom or Symbiote Supreme, who'd better champ for Abyss Path 1? Apparently it's Symbiote Supreme. I cannot vouch for it myself personally, because I have only ever done it with Doom. But some people say that for Path 1, Symbiote Supreme is better. Specifically for Path 1 though. But I don't know. Giving all my Mystic 6 stones to Diablo, or should I wait for Doom? I'd wait. I'd wait. I'm Legacy Lion. How are you doing, you old retired fart? Boom, let's sort it out. Kablowy. Mystic 6 stones. That's silent. Ah. Thanks. No worries, you're welcome. Any of the champs are MVPs. King Groot, Hercules, and Corvus is my team, and all of them are absolutely amazing. For me. I think Hercules overall currently is admitted to be the best one. But yeah, my team right now is Hercules, Corvus, and King Groot. And I'll be honest, like, I don't really use King Groot now. I used King Groot a lot in day 1. But, like, you know, in between Herc and Corvus, I used him for a couple of fights, but I really don't have as much of a need. But it's very kind of reassuring to know that I have access to him, should I need to. And I pretty much take, maybe not all, but most of the mini-boss and boss fights in my battle group. I smash things. Doom's good for Abyss, but the special is spam Abyss. So, yeah. Also true. Venom Pool is quite good, from what I have heard as well. Well, that's kind of like the difference there, the bunch. Like in top tier AW, Corvus really isn't all that good, and the reason for it is because alliances Corvus proof their defense. They specifically avoid putting Corvus charges early in the map and only put them on like fights where you 100% cannot use Corvus, or like later on in the map. So that's kind of like an old thing for defenders, where you purposely and specifically Corvus proof. And look at that. Ain't that the K-Dog? How are you doing, Mr. Dog? Mr. Dog? We mostly have 5-star Hercules and RBGs, so I'm not sure how well will that go. 5-star Hercules, I think, was going to do just about fine. What's up, Rajesh Gupta? How are you doing? I like that you can still spend the entire fight unstoppable with Magneto. Alright, see you later, Sunspotted. Go do things. Okay, you should probably have some of this. How much Herc's immortality is useful in regular content? That means, should someone invest in a 6-star Awakened or a 5-star dupe? Immortality is very important sometimes. Here's the thing, like, you know, in an average fight, obviously it's not gonna come into play because you don't go in the fight with Hercules with the idea of I'm about to get all my HP wiped out kind of thing. So there's no right answer. It's kind of like Hercules immortality is the most important ability in the game sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't matter. So when you rank up Unawakened Hercules, you know, you rank up a champion that will not be able to do everything the Awakened one can do. And that's just about it. And then immortality opens an absolutely new niche of utility. So for some people, it would be better to rank up 5-star. Some people, you know, it'll be fine enough to rank up the 6-star, eventually awaken him and be good with that. I guess my suggestion is just do both. I'd probably wait for Cyber Weekend if you plan on getting any of the offers, see if you can awaken him. If you can't, do both. Or something like that. Oh yeah, that unblockable is really clutch often. 20 pounds in 20 days by cutting out sodas and sugary drinks. Ooh, I should probably take a listen to that. I actually have really cut down on the amount of energy drinks that I have. Just a cool thing. I used to drink a lot more energy drinks, and I just don't really wanna. So I have replaced that with just like fruit juices, like actual like juices. Clap, done. By the way, hello, what's up, Manit? Took out Bishop to rank 5 today, because I really like him now. Do you think it is worth it? You like him, yeah, of course. Why not? Like a champion, rank a champion. It's about as simple train of thought as I can come up with. If you like a champion, any champion can be worth it. Except maybe, you know, some King Groots and stuff. Not King Groots, I mean OG Groots and stuff like that. But, you know, in so long as champion is at the very least average and you enjoy playing him, go for it. This game does have the very kind of like very interesting setup where even objectively mediocre champions can shine for specific things. You know, and that's good. Good. And I'm not trying to say Bishop's mediocre. Like, Bishop's, in my opinion, a very good champion. But I think in general, like Carnage, for instance. You know, Carnage is not the greatest champ, but I ranked him, I like him, I have fun with him, and sometimes he actually is really good for some stuff, like some do you bleed stuff, or if you have, I don't know, buffed up, or do you bleed. There aren't that many champions who do well, and, you know, you can find his way to being useful. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a great run last night in later zones. Pretty clutch. You can do... Koru is still a meta champ? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Is there another variation of Mappe? Not at the moment, I think. I think there will be one coming relatively soon, but not at the moment. I think one of the two things will happen. I actually have two completely directly opposite theories about Cyber Weekend. First one is that because of all these issues, Kabam's lack of people working there and everything else, the game is not as far as it should be in its progression, and I think that Kabam actually quite likely intended for new difficulty already to be released. In which case, I think, should have that happened, the top tier offers would be insane. I think then the top tier offers would be insane for the simple reason that far smaller amount of people could access them, you know, and then Kabam would not have any problems dishing out insanely good offers, because like right now, let's say if there's, just for the sake of argument, 100,000 Thronebreaker players or 50,000 Thronebreaker players, and if they can add it like a new level of progression, then right now there would only be, I don't know, 5,000 people or 3,000 people with rank 4 6 stars or something like that, and then they could you know, you can give away significantly more to 3,000 people in order to give away total less amount of items than if you were to give it away to 50,000 people. You know, like it's kind of like if you have 3 siblings, you can give each and every single one of them $100 for their birthdays. And if you have 20 siblings, you probably can't give them $100 for their birthday because you don't have that much money. It's kind of like similar thing when they access game economy, how much of the top tier resource you can give away. So I think if we had a new progression title, the orders would be magnitudes better that they could end up right now, because Thronebreaker title kind of has lost its meaning at this point. Because again, there are so many different Thronebreakers, you could easily divide Thronebreakers in 3 groups, and I don't think anybody would have any qualms. There are people who have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to, I don't know, 5 rank 3 6 stars. Those people play completely different game compared to people who have about 15, 20, 25 rank 3 6 stars. You know? Within their ability to play the content and how much content they have done and so on and so forth. And then there's like the group that has like 40 plus or 35 plus rank 3 6 stars and the rank 4 6 star already or something like that. So I do think that there are very different groups in Thronebreaker category right now, players, which is the exact idea we want to avoid. That's the exact purpose why we have these shitty things in the first place. You know, the reason why we have progression levels is to kind of like better be able to address the needs of each of the group of players and kind of like symbolize where they are in the game. When these groups get too large, you know, they lose their meaning. So because we didn't get a new progression title, I think that might also mean that the offers are a lot less remarkable than they could have been. On the opposing side, my counter theory is Kabam is on its ass. Like, it has had a shit year. If you put quarter by quarter in their financial earnings, they are thrown back 2 or 3 years. You know, yes, you know, they have slightly increased their earnings from quarter 1 to quarter 2 and from quarter 2 to quarter 3. But if you compare each individual quarter in their financial performance, like first 3 years of this month, they did worse than they did last year, year before that, and I think worse than they did in 2018 as well. So this was like the worst years, like in 4 years basically. To a point where the game was still like, you know, much more raw and fresh and growing. And then quarter 2, they kind of improved in the earnings slightly, but it was still worse than the last year. It was still worse than the year before, and it was just about the same as about 3 years ago. And similar to quarter 3, this was worst quarter 3 in like 3 years. So, needless to say, it's been very shit year for Kabam financially. And that might obviously mean that Kabam just goes all out. That might also mean that they're gonna make Cyber Weekend offers exceptional. So, I don't know which one of these is more likely. It really could go either way. We could either see hardly any improvement at all whatsoever from the July 4th because of the, let's say, failed game state, where at this point we should have had artifacts. At this point we should have had solo competitive mode. At this point we long should have had map 8. At this point, you know, then we're meant a lot more things to have happened in this game that actually did. The reason they didn't is all of these issues with game engine, you know, people leaving and they not being able to fulfill the employee roles and stuff like that. But like the plan that was drawn out at the beginning of the year by Kabam for themselves showed that they planned to be much further ahead. I mean, if you really look at it, then all the delays even go back as soon as redesigning 7.1. 7.1 was meant to start earlier, and 7.2 therefore was meant to come out earlier, and so did 7.3 and so did 7.4. But because of the atrocious feedback to 7.1, that content got delayed like 3-4 months, and then, you know, I think it all kind of like piled on with more and more delays. So when it comes to Cyber Weekend offers, it could really be either really good or really shit at this point. That's what I think. I think there's fairly good arguments to support either one of the events happening. We're either gonna see something that we probably are not very excited to spend on, or we're gonna see something exceptionally good. How many wars we have done? This is 6th one. This is war 6. We are playing 5th. Yeah, I think you have missed one. Yes, this is 6th war right now. So middle path. What is wrong with a middle path and alien assault? Alliance war is extreme gamble at lower levels. I agree with that. I'm guessing we get poop cyber. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Again, I could see it being poop due to internal politics and delays in the game's development, and I could see them being insane due to Kabam needing money because they have been underperforming criminally this year. So again, as far as I know, it could easy be either or. That's why it's gonna be interesting to see. Season is 12 wars, yes. Do you think Kabam might sell the company or game to someone else? They already did. They already did. They're owned by Netmarble. So it's Netmarble might sell to somebody else. But as far as Kabam's concerned, they already sold what they could sell. Because yeah, it's owned by Netmarble now. Map 6, we got copy paste reply by Kabam 2 times. Which copy paste reply you got? Which copy paste reply you got, Dexter? Super dot. Oh, I remember that. It wasn't too bad. No, I can understand. No, yeah, I do agree with the fact that it kind of seems that last 2 months, sorry, the side event difficulty has been overtuned. It really does feel like that. There's just no way to say it differently. Check this out. Check that block damage. Boom. What's up, Slinger? How are you doing? Let's stagger. Let's phase. Look at that. We got 5 bullets. Fine. Detonate. They will look into it and they are thanking us for our patience. Oh. You know, it's kind of funny because unless they reply very, very early today as they get into the office, it will already be like day 4 of IQ, at which point is like, why bother? Yeah, but get me. Ah. Oh, my bloody stupid nose. I want to see what's happening with AQ. Do I need to make them wait any longer? Ooh, look at that. First time ever somebody else took a mini boss. First time ever I think somebody else took a mini boss. So far I have pretty much killed all of them, I think. Yeah, neat. Neat, very good on you. I was actually a bit surprised, kind of pissed off, because yesterday I didn't want to stay up later because of map 8, and I went to bed before taking down the first Nimrod, and I was literally at the Nimrod, so I had finished my path. It's just I didn't have the energy to reach the Nimrod, or like the fight just before Nimrod. And I went to bed, and I woke up, and Nimrod was still alive. So, you know, happy days. Happy days. And then I killed Nimrod in the morning. So, aye. So now I don't get to fight Nimrod. Good to see you as always. Hope all is well with new place and your other half. Thanks, Slinger. Hope all is well with you too. Hope all is well with you too. Whom do you use for Nimrod? If you are taking Penny, who do you use for her? Yeah, I am taking Penny and I'm taking Nimrods most of the time. And mainly it's Herc or Hercules. Just those. I have soloed with both Herc and Chorus when it comes to Nimrods. And against Penny, I just kind of go with, you know, I'm not gonna say Hakuna Matata strategy, but I bring in Herc or Chorus and just smash as hard as I can, as quick as I can. With Chorus, I primarily focus on hitting Penny's block, Because you can do decent damage in her block and, you know, just time out or whatever. And with her, you know, trigger immortality and go to town. Because you're unblockable, she can't auto-block you. Do you believe deals will be tempting and good to save their financial income of this year? And the new power and skills? We'll see. We'll see. I just think that there is not that much insane that they can offer, you know? I really doubt that they will offer multiple 6-star awakening gems. Which is like one of the very few items that actually holds value today. 6-star signature stones, you know, they're still good, but they're nowhere near as like sought after or kind of luring as they were a year or year and a half ago. Because, you know, whether we like to admit it or not, their availability has increased significantly. So has Tier 5 CC and pretty much everything else. So aside of large amounts of Tier 6 basic and Tier 3 alpha and like 6-star awakening gems, there's not all that much that's really tempting. Even like 6-star shards and 6-star crystals like that, you know, 6-star crystals and shards are more available today than they have ever been in the history of this game. And that's normal. That's how it should be, you know, because it has been really long time since 6-stars have come out and we earn more and more shards daily. But that also means that, you know, I'm not willing to pay for them as much. When they add 10,000 6-star shards in like, you know, $30 bundle a year ago, 2 years ago, I'd be like, fuck yeah, that's awesome, you know, especially because there's some extra items. Now I'd see 10,000 6-star shards in $30 bundle and be like, that's neat. You know what I mean? Because 6-star shards themselves aren't that, yeah, you know, you get plenty 6-star shards anyways, you know, it's nice to have more, but, you know, we get plenty anyways. And it's just one of those things, like, also because 6-stars have been around for such a long time, more and more people are kind of happy in their 6-star rosters. Yes, we all have champions that we want, we all have, like, you know, stuff that I'm seeking for. But I also realize that there are less and less champions I'm looking for, and it's harder and harder to get them, because I'm more and more unlikely to pull that 1 or 2 specific champions. So, like, for me, 6-star shards aren't even that alluring, because 7-stars are not out, and when it comes to champions, like, what are the champions that I want? Like, Nimrod is a 6-star, Null is a 6-star, Odin is a 6-star, Spider-Man 2099 dupe, couple more dupes like Moleman, Diablo, stuff like that. I probably count about 10 champions I really want to pull. You know, and I also know that's unlikely to happen, therefore I'm not even really willing to chase 6-star shards or pay a lot of money for them. Okay. Ooh, there's new reply. What did they reply? Deals, I mean the cash. Yeah, I know. Everybody's meaning the cash deals. You want to try timeouts in my pet with Chorus? It doesn't work. You just die. You just die with timeout. Good strategy. Thank you, Katie. No worries. You're very welcome. So basically, they are saying take another map instead of map 6. They will send some compensation. Okay. Like said, if you time out, you lose. Yes, if you time out with low health, you lose. You can time out at like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, 60%, and you will just get your health half. Like a way of figuring out whether or not your 2021 champ next champ tests will be correct. Give me like 5 minutes. Okay, well, let us know. 6-star dual class crystals overdue. Yeah, I agree. Do you think there will be 7-stars in this year? No. This year, no. Not this year. 6-star ins make the champs more available, still really hard. Yeah, like 6-star arenas are fucked up place right now. Like for a while, I grinded for pretty much every 6-star. And then I stopped because, you know, the botting, modding, mersing, cheating, everything just got more and more insane. All the cutoffs kept on climbing, and fucking impossible, even if it's an account like mine, to have like a reasonable life or, I don't know, energy and to grind the 6-stars out. Not to mention that because of all the other issues in the game, I'm less motivated to do it than ever. So yeah. Don't know why they're just stingy with 6-star awakening gems, so if you want. Yeah, I was hoping for 1 in 7.3 as well, but no. Your compensation was good, but then Kabam just had to remove the glory thing. Yeah, I know. Removing the glory thing was bullshit. Removing the glory thing was bullshit. 6-star pull has been horrible. Oh, trust me. So have mine. So have mine. Yesterday I uploaded 2 featured 6-star crystal opening, and it was both Gwen pulls. It kind of like illustrates quite well what I've been doing. I have opened like 15, 20 of these new featured crystals. I have about 8 champions, I think, that I want. So 1 in 3 basically chance to get something that I want. Whether it be that Iceman or Medusa or Starking Hand Spidey or dupe on Diablo or some shit like that. There's about 1 in 3 chance to get something I'd be happy with. Dupe on Spider-Man 2099, for instance. I have pulled 0 of them. So 20 times I have tried to spin a wheel where I have 1 in 3 chance to win, and 20 times I have failed. That's just insane. You know, it doesn't represent true randomness. It definitely has, you know, some adjustments in that RNG algorithm. $6, yeah, right. Thanks, Sam. The 7 stars ready to release immediately after relics. Case relics tank. Honestly, like, I think the whole relic idea, you know, if it works out good, great, I'm happy for them, but I just wish it was never a thing. It's like, make no mistake, the relics will be extremely heavily monetized. Fixing the game, more important than the relics, of course. Fixing the game is the most important thing at the moment. Relics is very easy, off the pay to win, yes. Just found out Kraven's abilities. How did you find out Kraven's abilities? How did you find out Kraven's abilities? Magic? Are you sure it wasn't some sort of fan idea of a champion? Yeah, I also hope Relics is another unkept surprise. Oh, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Can you go on credit where it's due? New revive farming in lower ranks is really good. Yeah, you can farm a lot of revives. You can definitely do that. One folk in my alliance also got back-to-back Gwenpool. Feels amazing. Feels amazing. Update text files are accessible via emulator around a week or so before updates. Oh, interesting. Yeah, sure, I'd like to see a preview. Do you work in the evening time? It's a secret what I do in evening time. Let's put a slap in that Omega. Another slap. One more slap. And finish slapping. Feel like, yeah, I do feel like Gwenpool is a buff candidate as well. But I'm saying nothing about, didn't they just say something about AQ? Somebody just said that they did comment on Alliance Quest. I was praising 326 for revive farming, but Act 2.4 is more efficient. 3 revives runs. Nice. Alright. Give us a summary then. Massacre Heavy is one of the most beautiful things in this game. It's poetry in motion. It really is. I love it. Oh, of course. Of course, obviously OG Captain America is way more shit than Gwenpool. Make you wish you were fighting Magneto. Megachan Doom. Oh, Doom is a Megachan, for sure. 100%. Oh, look at that. I actually talked quite a lot about the dislike button at the beginning of the stream, so I don't really want to fully go into all the details once again. But if you want the short version, then it's actually very, very simple. I think it's a shit move. I completely disagree with it. I think it has absolutely nothing to do with, you know, smaller content creator mental health. Especially that argument doesn't make sense since we can still fucking see the dislikes. It's just you, the public, that cannot see it. I think it has everything to do with hiding actual people's opinions about actual issues. Given the fact that, you know, in recent history, some of the most disliked videos are, you know, I don't know, White House press conferences or, you know, some fucking woke new warrior comic bullshit and things like that. And YouTube's trying to control the public's perception of what is and what isn't agreed upon and or popular. So I think it is 100% either politically or, you know, financially driven decision that has absolutely nothing to do with what they claim it has to do with. And I'm quite frankly disgusted by it. Makes me wish that, you know, there was an alternative to YouTube, which unfortunately in my case doesn't really exist because all the MCOC community is here, but it is definitely the type of thing that I actively disagree with. Unfortunately, I have no real ability to do anything about it, but it's just bullshit. That's what it is. It's bullshit. And it's a lie. And it's a despicable lie, because as a content creator who has eaten a lot of steak, you know, I don't think it's any secret that there are people who really don't like me. And it's also no secret that I have had my fair share of mental problems. I can promise you, dislikes are the least of the issues. Because it's just a dislike, it's a button. The thing that really hurts you is active content. And the thing that really gets to you is nasty comments. Even if YouTube holds them for review, when I review, I still get to read those. There are people who say wild, despicable, repulsive things. And those are the things that get to you, not a simple dislike. Also, when people track you down on other social media platforms and chats and call you out there and stuff like that, all of that stuff is harmful to one's mental health and is something to be looked at. Dislikes have nothing to do with that. Honestly, at no given point when I was fobbed off, not once in X amount of years, not one time, I have been upset with my like and dislike ratio. Even if I have had some videos that are actively disliked by parts of community. Because, you know, it's cold, it's clean, it's, you know, whether you like it or dislike it, it's simple, it's not nasty, it's not underhanded. comments can be, you know, somebody makes a video calling you a piece of shit. That can hurt. Somebody goes on Twitter and blasts some pictures of you, Photoshop memes or whatever. That can be hurtful. You know, really, really despicable comments. Those get to you, not a fucking dislike. Dislike is just a status, whether somebody agrees with you or don't, or whether somebody likes or don't. It's as cold and as harmless as evaluation can be. Thumbs up or thumbs down. That's the least offensive way how to rate something, yes or no. And that is what they remove? Bullshit. Bullshit. Thing that they don't want you to see is, in reality, is that, I don't know, Jen Psahi's press conference gets 10 times more dislikes than likes. Or that New Warriors comic video release gets absolutely dislike bombed by everyone because it's shit idea and nobody wants it. The real reason for hiding likes and dislikes is very simple. So that the public cannot tell what the rest of the public actually thinks about things. Because like and dislike ratio was one of the most effective way how to immediately tell whether people like that video, whether people agree with that video, whether it's a good piece of content to consume, and whether it's, you know, truthful and good idea. Because if video gets 1 million views, it's borderline impossible to read the comments properly. Yeah, so shit idea. Shit idea. Makes me wish that, you know, I had a choice to upload on different platforms. That's what I think about likes and dislikes. Good, head out and get some work done. Have a good day. Oh, that's it later, Sam. See you later. Oh, you can go to OnlyFans. Shut up.
Oh, fuck off!
I think Omega Red is out of meta. I think Omega Red is very much so still in Alliance War meta. But I really don't see him much elsewhere. Ooh. Looks like Craven does use root. Ooh, that could be a bombshell. That could be a quite good bombshell. I kind of hope that mechanic doesn't make its way back here. It's trap mechanic. Ooh, interesting. Do you want to reach out to me and tell me a bit more? I could make a video, kind of like, none of this shit's confirmed, but, you know, I think it'd be interesting point of discussion. Nile. Do you want to shoot me a message online or Discord? Both of which can be found in the video description. And if you can tell me a couple of nice, neat things, we could make a video. But I do need to be able to trust what you are saying. Get head off. Or I'll just say, anyone, just ignore the stupid comments. It always sucks to read. I'm not downplaying it, but their opinions, someone with no bearing on your life. No, I do understand. No, here's the thing that I have absolutely no problem just ignoring and compartmentalizing and putting things like that aside on an average day. The problem is when you're not well that day. The problem is, like, you know, if I'm fine physically and I'm not super ill, which I have been for a while, for instance, and, you know, I'm not struggling with money and I'm not arguing with my girlfriend and, you know, everything's going okay. I can read a comment. I'm not gonna give a shit about it. You know, oh, somebody doesn't like me, whatever. You know, it's very easy to brush it off. And I'm not overly sensitive person. I'm really not. But even for me, there are times like, what's the best way to explain? When things pile on, when you have problems in your relationship, when you have problems, financially, you just end up being broke or you're struggling, and then you I don't know, ill, you feel shit, and you're tired and you're depressed. And then on top of all of your other problems, there is still a group of people actively trying to stomp you down even lower. And at that given point, you already have the lowest possible self-assessment you have had in a really long time. You feel very shit. You feel like you're worse than an average person. You feel like a failure. You feel like nothing you do is right and you're being criticized by virtually everybody. And it's very hard. And then, and at that point, when you stumble upon a significant amount of people who reinforce that idea that you are a piece of shit, no matter how untruthful they might be, but that is exactly the type of thing that makes sure that you don't get out of the bed the next morning, that whenever you think about doing something, you think, what's the point? People will hate on it. There are thousands of times like that over the last 3 months, for instance, when I think I should make a video on it, but then I think, what's the point? It's just going to be a shit video and people are going to hate on it or whatever, and I'm not going to do it. Or I should upload that and it's not special, and like that. And again, it's very easy to brush away bad comments, nasty things, somebody calling you out on Twitter, somebody calling you like, piece of shit, stuff like that. In a casual average day, it becomes exponentially harder when you are actually genuinely already struggling. Exactly, it does feel like you're just being kicked while you're down and down and down and down and down and you can't get up. And that is where this social media abuse and stuff like that gets dangerous. It's not the dislike button shit like that. It's when you already have your fair share of problems and issues to deal with. And then there is, active group who seems to enjoy the fact that, they are legitimately hurting you and making you worse. Dexter I don't know about Dexter's new season, sorry. Okay, just saying here, if MCOC dies and you get high specs computer, you could blow up in Twitch in new games. We'll see. I'll figure out something. I'll figure out something. Actually kind of liked Root, I didn't. It's only Craven for December, as far as we know, yeah. As far as we know. Definitely break the game. Yeah, it's probably gonna create so many bugs and so many bad interactions. Well, thank you very much, Victor. I appreciate the nice words. No, the thing is, like, what you're talking about, Ainaz, is like very correct and like, clinical off. Just know that the majority of people are supportive and stuff like that, and that is true. And as you think about it, you agree with it, and it's correct. But what's the best way to put it? Even though you know something to be true, and or it doesn't matter, whatever, and your brain can process it, it still doesn't leave you unmoved or unaffected. And you leave a piece of shit comment and you'll read it and that guy's lying. I don't care about it. I don't. And my brain understands that the person is wrong, misguided, misleading, or troubled, or whatever, and, you know, I shouldn't be affected by it much. And, you know, thinking about it, yeah, sure. But it doesn't mean that you don't feel anything about it. He seems pretty good on it. Putting together a text summary, but he has ND debuff? What is ND debuff? Rude mechanic, precision buff, disorient, true accuracy, bleed, and poison. Huh, interesting. Seems interesting. Human brain is hardwired. Focus on negativism. Exactly. That's also 100% actually accurate statement right there. Craven is not going to be cosmic. Why would Craven be cosmic? Non-damaging debuff negation. Oh, interesting. Hard to stand then, I assume. It's very hard to see the game surviving in next year without huge improvements to accountability. Yes, 100% agree. 100% agree. Each non-damaging debuff you get, future duration is reduced. Ah. Interesting. Oh, that wasn't interesting. What do you hit me for? What do you hit me for, you lazy cow? Doesn't actually say apart from stun. See? Hard to parry. Another complex champ. Yeah, he's probably gonna be complex, man. Guys, he's probably gonna be complex. It's quite wrong. Defensive ally, so surprising if it reduce stun as well. Oh, there you go. It probably will reduce stun. It probably will indeed, in fact, reduce the stun. Look at all the units. All of them mine. She's a robot, she's not a cow. Both can be true. You know, you can make a cow robot. Don't tell me that's not possible. You can make a Moominator. Kind of like a Terminator, it just looks like cow. Root was introduced in one of the month's side quests quite a while back. It basically works like glue. If that makes sense. You can do everything. You can trigger Dex Mastery, and you can, you know, attack and hit and Dex and use special attacks, but you're locked in one place on the screen. So you can't move backwards or forwards, which was much more annoying than it initially seemed, because with some of the attacks you push opponent out of your hitbox. So if you hit opponent with like a heavy attack, you know, you can't reach him anymore. You kind of end up scraping that and not reaching him, or like even with some like medium stuff like that, you end up like whipping your hits, and it's I don't know, I didn't like it personally too much. Anyways, here's the thing. Helio Nile, if you could please message me on Discord or Line, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm definitely interested in making video of your findings. Not necessarily going over the full abilities. I don't even need the full abilities. Just kind of like general gist, and also understand like how did you get it. That being said, I'm gonna end up skedoodling. I am gonna end up skedoodling because I got stuff to do and stuff needs done, and you guys are awesome, but can't believe that Messiah was CEO of awesome till the very end of the stream. Anyhow, see you later, guys.
Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next